Okay, here's the scary part. Cutting the hole. So what I did was I measured my thimble and then I marked it on the wall. I got everything all square and then reached my hand inside and I felt around so you can feel my studs so I know where they actually are. And to verify there's not another stud right here before you start cutting. So that's how you do it. You can feel there's a stud here, there's nothing here all the way down. So I'm going to have to cut this center one out, drop my board in, go on the outside, cut the outside of the house. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'm not going to have the camera running while I'm cutting because there's dust and it gets into the camera and it screws the camera up. So drywall dust is nasty stuff. So wear a respirator and all that happy jazz. Okay, we've got the hole cut, and you can see, I wanted to show you my implement of destruction. It's just a reciprocating saw, whatever brand you want to use. This one happens to be battery operated. The key is the blade. This has got teeth on both sides. It's got metal cutting blade on the back. There's teeth on the edge. It's very good for what we're doing here. So the thing is, when you're doing this, you go through the drywall at an angle, not plunge cut. You hit a cable, a power line, a water line, whatever. That's bad, bad, bad. So when I'm going through, I'm just barely cutting through the drywall and maybe an inch through the other side. I don't plunge cut. So what I'm saying is I'm cutting like this, and I start at an angle, and I just go bum, 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 bum until I get through, and then I stay right on the outside edge. I don't plunge in. So if you plunge in like that and you hit a cable, electrical wire, you're going to have problems. I've got the framing done, so I'm going to give you the dimensions. You can see I've done some patching because I've moved this up and down several times to get it in conjunction where I need to be with the stove. So there's been a lot of figuring. So that's the purpose of the video, is to help you. So the instructions usually aren't that great. In my experience, having somebody to actually show you how it goes together might save a lot of time, frustration, and aggravation, and maybe even a return. So what I've done is you can see some of the tricks. This has to be on an angle when it's up here because it has to clear, because this is on an angle. I actually had to trim off the back side of the drywall. So there's a lot of trimming going on when you're doing this, just so you know. For the drywall to fit in this edge, there's an angle here. So those are some of the things that you'll be kind of messing around with. I would tell you, to plan on having some repair above and below, because you are going to be, unless you get real lucky on the first try. So I'm going to give you the measurements. It's 24.5 is your opening. On this side I'm actually at 26. On the outside I'm at 24.5. So just so you know, at the top is beveled, and the way that this works, it slides in. And then it's a good idea to put a pencil line down at the bottom so you can actually see it. I test fitted everything together. There you go. I just threw a couple screws on the bottom. Like I said, I've been playing with it. So you go outside, you slide the other piece in to the black piece. I'm actually going to insulate around it. But I wanted to give you kind of an idea. It definitely chews up, you know, test fitting it. So make sure you have extra paint. So here I am on the outside. Basically the same thing. I've done all the framing, the opening. I've taken it up as high as I possibly can. There's what's called a sill plate in the top of the frame with the ceiling, and it's up here. So on the back side of this box, you can only go so high, and I've gone as high as I possibly can for the situation. So my wall thickness is almost 8 inches. So this part here slides in, and this is beveled on an angle so that this fits in, and then you have your top. There you go, I run my screws in. Once it's caulked, it's pretty much done. Now I'm going to put trim, because this is ugly now, all the way around, and drop this down and fill it in, make it look better. Next pipe's coming through, there'll be an elbow going up, there's a bracket that's got to go up here to support the whole system, and then I start running pipe up the side of the building. The object is to clear the gutter, clear the soffit with this type of installation. This way we just come out straight and then straight up. We can go out as far as we need to go to clear the overhang. No more whoopie-doos at the top. It makes it easier to clean your chimney. And you don't want any angles on the outside of that building, if possible. Keep your elbows to a minimum. So you've only got 130 basically on the outside, which cuts your expense. You don't have the T, you don't have all this. Through the wall installations typically are way more expensive than a through the roof. So this is going to cut that cost tremendously because you've gotten rid of the T. The 30 is a lot cheaper than a T, and you've gotten rid of, you know, some extra pieces of pipe. So your draft will be better, it'll be easier to maintain, easier